Howdy folks, welcome to Meandering Across America. In this video we're going to be talking about Hurricane Nicole and what it did to the area known as Wilbur-By-The-Sea. My name is Bill, I'm going to be your host. We stayed in Wilbur-By-The-Sea during the Turkey Run in November 2021. We stayed at a place called the Little Pink House. During that time, I actually shot a video and produced a little video related to the Little Pink House that I never posted. So later on, I'm going to show you that video and I'm going to talk about what we're seeing during that video and as we're walking around, the vision of it from 2021. However, this year, in November 2022, we were on a cruise on the Disney Wish. We went out of Port Canaveral. We had to go to Cozumel instead of going to the Bahamas as planned because Hurricane Nicole was actually coming in. And then it became an issue of we were on the ship, we were watching what was going on back at the port because we were kind of worried whether we would even be able to get back on time, whether we would be delayed, whatever that situation might be. But as we were watching the weather, we caught a glimpse of something. And what it was is they were first of all reporting at Daytona Shores Beach, and then all of a sudden we caught a glimpse of Wilbur-By-The-Sea, and honestly we were like, we couldn't believe it. It was the Little Pink House in the area where we had spent time on the beach during the Thanksgiving week of 2021. So in this video, what I'm going to start showing you right now is us walking around the Little Pink House, walking down the steps to the beach, and walking around some things that at the time, all the little comments and quotes that you see popping up, they're going to be things that I placed in last year and concerns that I might have had last year. And I'm going to add in talking related to what we're seeing right now and, you know, after the fact, kind of getting an understanding of maybe you could kind of see this coming perhaps. So here's the video we shot. We love the Little Pink House that was located here at Wilbur-By-The-Sea. It was small, it was simple, but it was so near the ocean. As you can see right here, you had a small backyard. We had a dog with us, and the dog could easily, here's the view from the kitchen table, kind of awesome. It was almost picturesque. You could sit at the table, eat. You could sit right here in the living room and look out. Kind of an amazing spot right here. And it wasn't a ton of money at this given time. You can see here there were some stones that were going down to a little set of stairs that would go down to the beach. It's my understanding, even here in November of 2021, that these stairs had just been recently rebuilt. They were fairly sturdy. You can see the mangroves, all the things growing there beside the given steps going down. But all in all, it was a wonderful little spot as you would look across and see the various houses next door and what was going on in this given area. So here we are looking back at the Little Pink House, that little bitty painting on the edge of, I'm sure they were thinking about painting it a different shade of pink or something of that nature. It was not a huge house. It was plenty big for the four of us there, as well as the dog could stay at that house. All in all, it was a wonderful little vacation spot, and I'm so glad that we were able to stay there. In fact, we loved it so much that we were hoping to come back in future years. I don't think that's going to happen now, as you'll see here in a little bit when we start looking at what happened after Hurricane Nicole. But here we are walking down the steps. You can see those steps from out in the ocean portion right there as you're looking back. A pretty long set of steps, but still it led you down directly to the water. You can see where the water would come up all the way to that seawall, even in 2021 during a normal tide. So you can see that probably there was going to be wear and tear over time as you were going through this. Also note the seawall over there. Some people had created a concrete wall, and you wonder if this is something that some people decided to do over time because of the way the wall was going back. I'm sure it was. But also you wondered, okay, today, if you started building today in some place like that, would that be required? Apparently you can tell that the house we were in was very old. It was decades old. But some of the other houses were the same way. There were some new ones built in there as well. But all in all, you can see when there was not that concrete wall built, that there was a lot of erosion that was coming up and hitting the base of that. And no doubt it was being moved back and being moved back and being moved back no matter what. This beach erosion was something, to the point of you can see the steps and how the steps were built right here. And that's something that was eroding little by little. You can see even right then some of the base steps were eroding away right then. So it was kind of incredible what was going on even at this time in November 2021. So we're just here looking at the ocean. I can remember when the Atlantic Ocean really was far, far away. I don't know if it was ever hundreds of yards away, but I would say maybe that is the case. Why is this going on? I don't know. Is it global warming? Is it just a general change in the world? Who knows? But these houses were built. At the time they were built, I'm sure they were built what they felt were safe, up far enough from the ocean. But little by little, you can tell that, hey, it's been eating away this area. So what we're doing right here, we are walking down that beach. There is a set of stairs that's a little bit away. That's where you can go up. It's a public access area. And I'm going to walk up there, but also what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up a picture of the actual public access area after Hurricane Nicole. Because you can see that it has been eaten away. It is amazingly eaten away. And right here it looks like, it's on solid ground. You're able to walk up and have public access. It's about 3 houses away, I believe, from the little pink house where we were staying. And that portion of it, you can tell that nobody has built that concrete seawall to assist in saving their property. It is all open. It is all going to be hit by those waves coming in. And something you really don't think about until something happens like has happened here at Hurricane Nicole. But it's a nice walkway. You can tell that probably it had been rebuilt in recent history. But we're walking up. When you get up to the peak of it, you can look over and see where the road is. And, the road's not that far away. So here we are walking. Yeah, you saw a car come by over there at that main 2-lane road. Also, we're going to turn here in a second, and you're going to see the houses that are a little bit beside there. Here's the, come back soon from the group here. But we're going to make a turn, and when we make that turn, you're going to see the houses that are right beside this given area. And the thought is now that maybe this public access area, this opening, might have helped or hurt the folks around there and might have caused this opening to become wider. When the actual waves started coming in, when Hurricane Nicole, because Hurricane Nicole hit way south of here in the Vero Beach area or somewhere in that given area, while this area was way north, but those outer bands were just pummeling this area. It was amazing at the level that this was hit. So yeah, that's the issue that we had right there. So these are the steps that are back up to the rental house that we were in, as you can see right now. Also, just look around again. Look at that erosion. Look at what all's around. You can tell that something goes on here very often just on a normal basis. So as we're walking up here, of course, you can see the mangroves to the given area right here to the left and to the right. Very sturdy set of stairs that had not been there that long when it was 2021. And in fact, when we got there, we were kind of concerned that maybe they had not been rebuilt. But as you're going up the house, you can see all those little pavers that are in the yard. You can see the house. You can see the areas to the side. You can see those houses directly beside us. All in all, a wonderful little area that we were staying in. But little did we know that in 2022, when Nicole came along, it was going to be so just, I think for the most part, all of these houses are wiped out. The one to the left of this house may not be. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But because of the way that it had a seawall, or it had the wall built for its protection, while the ones here from the pink house all the way down did not, you can tell if there's one next door to one that has a wall, even though the wall was built, it's really not doing much for you, because it's going to come over, it's going to seep in, it's going to start taking away the yard for those people that also had that seawall being built right there as well. This was the house. This was the side where you could go in and shower off, even though you had to kind of walk back through the sand to get back to that house. You can see again the width of this yard wasn't that wide, but still it was plenty of a yard to go and do what you needed to do at that point. I was just showing there how you would get in. You would have your feet. You were kind of going to get sandy no matter what when you went back through the yard. But then you could walk through the yard. There was the hot tub to the right that you could see. Also, when you got up onto the porch was wonderful. You could sit there. You could basically hear, see, smell the ocean right there. Inside, the dog was actually at a point where he could sit and look out and watch us as well. It was kind of a wonderful little setting of, hey, dog's there. It could, it could watch us whatever we were doing. The hot tub's right there. There's also a nice set of table and chairs to the side. Well, this was November. We didn't spend an awful lot of time there, and also we were doing other things as we were going there. So yeah, we didn't spend an awful lot of time out here. If we were there, and if we were not at the turkey run and not doing other things, we were probably walking down actually to the beach. But during the mornings and during the evenings, we could look out that window, we could see things, and it was great.
You can see there's a storm of brewing.
But again, right now, I'm going to post some pictures of the before and after. There's one that's going to be before Ian, or after Ian, excuse me, and one that's after Nicole that we pulled from someone that had done this on YouTube. And I wanted to pull this one specific picture out because it showed this specific house. It showed how it had been eaten up, and then it showed after Nicole. Just notice the way the steps are gone, and essentially the yard is gone. What you just looked at out there in the yard, all those pavers, all of that is gone all the way up to that hot tub. And that's incredible to me because there's no way that I think this house can be fully inhabitable at this time, or any of them around it. The one next door is the one that has the pool. You can see the fence, or kind of the makeshift fence that's contained right there. I'm not sure how it's even inhabitable, even though they had that seawall. And I get it. When these were built, the ocean was probably a lot further away. There was not that concern that something was going to be going on and happening. But the reality is, it was. The reality is, it happened. And the reality is, it has come in and taken it away. Here's some photos as well that I took off of Google Earth, where you can see how this area is organized. You can see the various houses, small, big. I have the little pink house circled right here. I also have another picture where it shows the public access that is down from that little pink house as well. And when you see all of those and you realize, hey, none of these had that concrete wall built while others did, you can kind of get an idea of why things got wiped away. Because even last year, things were getting, kind of torn away. This year, when that came in with such force, it wasn't the wind, but it was this water and it was this tide that came in that amazingly took away yet more of that yard, and essentially took away the houses in this given area on that side of the street. So honestly, you kind of think, what can be done here at this stage? What do they need to do in areas like this? In other areas that are similar, what needs to be done? Because I know it'll take a lot of money. Is this something that the homeowners need to do? Is this something that the various beach areas need to do? How does this need to work? Who knows what the answer is, but something is definitely happening along the way. And if the beach is getting knocked off in such a way, if the wall keeps getting moved back, and sooner or later that erosion, even without a big storm such as Hurricane Nicole comes through, that something sooner or later is going to happen. So whose responsibility is that? Well, I think that's going to be any given city, any given beach area, and what they really need to do in those given areas. So folks, overall, that was our experience here at the little pink house from last year. And you can see from the photos how so much of that got wiped out, how really the beauty of it that we saw then isn't there now. And it's kind of a sad thing, but the thing is, did you see it coming? Did you not? What can you do? We would have loved to have come back here again, but we're not going to be able to. Let's just face it, because of what is going on. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching. That was our comparison of Wilbur-By-The-Sea when we stayed last year to those pictures we've seen this year. You know, it's really an upsetting thing to see, but maybe we all can learn from this experience, learn from what's happening with the weather, and build better in the future. Until next time, folks, happy meandering.